Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people. I'm an artist and educator, and I'm learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for retirement. And I'm sharing what I learned along the way. And this is actually the third time I've started this video. The first time a big yellow jacket like buzzed right by me to the window that's like right in front of me, and I had to let it out. And then the second time, my cat like pushed open this door and it made this big, very haunted house creaking sound. So anyway, ready to jump in. I'm here to share with you my budget reconciliation for April 2019. I know we're a couple days into May. It was just like a really brutal week. A lot of really fun things, but packety packed. I did have a few missteps in April, so we're gonna see how we can work it out. So to just quickly go over, I've got my notes here. I don't really know why, but I like to write my expected and my actual down on paper. In order to reconcile in every dollar, it doesn't really allow you to keep the expected, it just is like the actual at the end, at least the way I reconcile. So I like to have that record. So I planned for $4,100 in my full-time and adjunct pay. It comes from the same place. And I made $41.7101. So I was a little ahead. I planned for, and that's right here, I planned for 0 reimbursements, and I did get a reimbursement of $38.28. That was for gas and mileage for a material pickup I did for school, and so that automatically goes into my car sinking fund. So it's not really extra funds, it just goes directly there. I did have $603 in interest, and I do usually, they put it in right at the end of the month or beginning of the next month, so I just put it in the next month's budget. And so I didn't know that was there, and I love it. I love interest income. It's my favorite kind of income. So scooching on down, I did not expect any miscellaneous payment, and I did make $843, and that was from Prolific, from some studies that I did. Let's see, sharing my income and 2% to art were right on. Go on down. So I'm hoping to put $1,100 into my emergency fund, and we'll see if that's the case, because I did go over a little in April. That $603 from interest just goes right into this little random other savings account. I just like to know, like, okay, I've made almost $40 by doing nothing, but just like using the right bank account. Okay, so nothing else was out of the ordinary. My $500 went into my IRA. Looking for any other exciting things. I did expect that my phone would be $87, but it was not. It was the regular $72.35. But what I do know is that next month it's actually going to be $100, because I went over my data, and then I went over my data again. So that was because I was traveling, and normally in my everyday day-to-day life, I'm in Wi-Fi constantly. So I very rarely go over data unless I have a big trip planned, and then I often do. So I don't think that I go on trips enough to change my plan. Like I think I haven't totally crunched the numbers, but I think it makes more sense to just pay the overage when needed. But let me know if any of you have any thoughts. Let's see, in gas, I had planned $150, and I did go a little over, not so much for gas, but for transportation stuff. I did take a Greyhound, and it wasn't just me. I took a Greyhound with my sister, and I covered her. That was definitely like a trend in April, was like covering other people. And I mean, I'm happy to be generous, but of course, you don't want to do it to your detriment. But anyway, I live on the other side of the country from anyone in my family, so it's very exciting when they come. So, anyway, moving right along. Let's see. I think I did pretty awesome in groceries, y'all. $300 was what I planned, and I did $315.52. So, like, for me, that's pretty awesome. However, I planned about 100 in restaurants, and I went almost to 200, $179.75. So not great there. Let's see, I did plan for household. 20, and I spent about 50. So I was over there as well. Let's see, cats were good. Flexible spending account, of course. You know, I put it away before when the year started, so nothing really comes out of there. I'm slowly paying that down. And actually, on the topic of the flexible spending account, yeah, so I had my one therapy appointment that comes right out. And so I'm just sort of keeping track of my balance here. Of course, I can sign in and check there. I had allocated $850, and I'm going to therapy slightly less right now. And I was getting a little worried that I would have money at the end, because the FSA, the flexible spending account, is use it or lose it. For anyone who doesn't know about a flexible spending account, that is an account that I have through work where I can set aside money for medical expenses that is taken out of my paycheck pre-tax. So all the money that I spend on copays or, you know, whatever. I got glasses earlier this year. I actually didn't have to spend any money because my insurance, the way it was set up, covered. I just bought like the cheapest frames. But, you know, any kind of medical expenses come out of that, and it's pre-tax. So you actually save a bit of money when you incorporate tax. Now that's if you have medical expenses every year. And my main one is my therapy copay. And I do, you know, see the doctor occasionally for sort of preventative stuff, or, you know, I had this eye thing come up this year. But you get the idea. Now it is use it or lose it. So if you don't use it all by the end of the year, you lose it, which is weird, but how it is. So I was getting a little worried about that. And then on the flip side, I did sort of lowball my estimate, you know, thinking like, okay, it's no problem if I have to pay some copays at the end of the year versus losing money, but it hasn't been going down as quickly as I thought it would. But then I was on the other end getting kind of nervous because I'm going to the dentist next month, and I know of a few little, nothing major, but just a few little dental expenses. And I was like, oh, I really got to get my medical fund set up. And then I was like, oh wait, I can use my flexible spending account for those expenses. In that case, I think I'm in no danger of having anything left at the end of the year that I lose. So anyway, moving along. Hobbies, I definitely planned nothing, and I spent $36.46. What did I spend that on? You know, I'm not even sure. Okay. Auto insurance, I had planned $103, and it was actually about $5 less, so that was cool. My parents and my student loans paid. That's always the same. All right, so that's basically everything. These are my, oh yeah, I would say that for my extra travel, because I knew my sister was coming, I planned $141.09, which was just what was left over at the end. And I spent more than that. I spent about $190, so $188.43. Some kids outside. So in the end, after everything's figured out, I'm over budget $133.80. So now where's that gonna come from? Okay, so right now I'm doing okay in the cat department. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to bring this down just to 50. In the health fund, I'm going to bring this down to 0 because I don't think I need much in there right now, and I still have about 100. Okay, so I'm still 88 over. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Car fund. I'm going to bring this down to 40. I have that thing that I got the reimbursement from work, so I'll just leave that going in. I actually do need to start beefing that up because I don't have any major travel plans this summer, but I do plan to do some driving. So I actually need to be beefing that up as we go, but you know, what can I do? I'm going to bring the tech fund down to 20. That's another thing that I actually need to be working on because my phone's starting to do that fun thing where it just like shuts off. And this will be my first time getting a phone that I'm not like going into debt for, like having a contract for, or whatever. So any good recommendations for getting good used phones, let me know. I'm going to go up here and just going to adjust this. Right, this is where I kind of mess myself up, right? So everything that I go over budget, I end up needing to take out right there. So not great. But it is now an every dollar budget. I'm up to $72.95.12 in my emergency fund. I'm shooting for $10,000 by June. So we shall see. All right, let me know. Well, actually, you know what? For a lot of you folks that have YouTube channels, I know how your April went. So thanks for being in it with me. For any of you watching, let me know how your April went and if you've got any great plans for May. Thanks for watching.